Boomer Sooner.
Runs it himself right up the middle, has a whole 45-40. Watch out, he's in the clear. 30, tripped up at the 25-yard line, or he would have gone the whole way. Deep shot fluttering around the 15-yard line. It's caught, wrapped up, stopped. You can unhitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn. Sooner magic still works in the SEC.
Welcome to the Air Comfort Solutions OU Huddle, live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue on the Sooner Sports Network from Learfield. Presented by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Also brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. And by the Trails Golf Club, where members become family. Now, the Air Comfort Solutions OU Huddle.
Welcome back. After a bye week, we are live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. No T-Row tonight. My name is Chris Plank. You know him. That's Gabe Eichert, of course, winner of the Werfel Trophy.
You're not Toby.
I know, right? How did that work out? It's Josh Norman. What's up, Josh?
What's up?
Member of the 2000 National Championship team. Bye week back. Gabe, by the way, birthday boy.
Yeah.
This last week.
And recovering from elbow surgery as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, look at that.
My boy Eric Johnson hooked me up.
Oh,
feel
bone
good.
injury?
Little bone spurs.
Oh.
Just old, you know. Did this a lot back in the day. We're good. Feels good.
I've got an MRI on my neck next week. So.
I'd much rather be elbow bone spur guy than neck.
Hey, Josh Norman will be in a neck brace next week. But, man, we are pumped to have you guys back. The bye week blues have moved on. We're back at Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. And as always, the Huddle is brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Now, today we're going to spend a lot of time looking back on a game that maybe we've forgotten about because Auburn seems like it was a month ago. But let's take some time looking back on the win over Auburn. Always good to look back on a dub. But, guys, real quick off the top, how about that day of college football, Gabe? That was pretty entertaining from start to finish.
There is nothing better than sitting on the couch while your squad is undefeated and just sitting there and watching an entire day of stress-free college football.
Stress-free, man.
Oh, it was amazing. I didn't move for several hours at a time. It was fantastic. And we like you mentioned, there were some big-time games while the Sooners were relaxing, just enjoying an off weekend, Josh.
Some great games, man. I for the first time, got to sit and watch some games and enjoyed myself. My wife was out of town for a while, and so she came back in on Saturday. So that I had to kind of divvy up my time between college football and my wife. But it was a great weekend nonetheless.
Mine was bartering with my 11-year-old daughter.
There you go.
So it was, hey, let me have the USC Illinois game. Turned out good, and then we'll dive into.
It's a great game.
I'll take you shopping for a little bit for 2 hours, and then give me the second half of Ole Miss LSU, and I want to watch Alabama Georgia.
You know what?
Oregon,
that
tactic
would have probably worked with my wife as well.
You
some
think?
Shopping, offer some shopping. I probably would have been able to do that. I'll add that to my role, to my plan.
It worked.
There you go.
I distracted the children. We set up the bouncy house.
Oh, nice.
Bouncy house, and I was inside. I was watching Oregon, Penn State, and Alabama, Georgia. Bouncy house was going. They got to, there were some people over.
Was it outside?
Oh, yeah, it was outside.
Every so often you look outside like, you good? All right, let's get back to the game.
Everyone all good?
Crazy enough, that probably would work on my wife as well. So I've got two things to add to my strategy. Shopping
and a bouncy house. Hey, our opening segment, as always, is brought to you by Community Coffee, family-owned Community Coffee, the official brewed coffee of OU Athletics. Taste the difference family makes. All right, guys, let's rack our brains a little bit to look back on the win over Auburn, 24-17. And, man, it was solid. Gabe, let's start with the defense. Pretty impressive performance from BV's crew, wasn't it?
No doubt about it. School record for sacks.
Tied at 9.
That's pretty good.
We should update that, too.
It's 9 now?
It's 9 now,
what?
yeah.
Why'd they take one away?
So Marvin Jones Jr. was credited with a sack, and it was the horse collar. And they found out after the game that it wasn't a true sack, so it was 9. Wow. Sorry. Huh. Am I breaking that to some people? I'm so sorry.
You just broke it to me.
I apologize. It's like talking about Santa and the Easter Bunny. But in all seriousness, who is real, very real. But in all seriousness, it was incredible. They had Jackson Arnold basically running for his life all day.
Yeah, and really all Auburn could find offensively was throw it up to Cam Coleman.
Yeah.
Now,
It worked.
that's not the worst offense in the world. Very talented wide receiver, one of the most talented wide receivers in college football, but they couldn't find anything consistent in the run game. They end up with 67 yards rushing. 44 of that comes on that Jeremiah Cobb run, Josh, where he breaks, 3-4 tackles?
Yeah.
That's one that Brent Venables and the guys on that defense are frustrated about. But other than that, I mean, it was just another really, really physical, imposing performance from, I think we're to the point, is it the best defense in the country? It's certainly one of them.
Absolutely arguable. I mean, it all starts in the trenches. And with that D-line, we keep on talking about it, but not just our starting guys, but the depth that we have across the defensive line, it gives us a chance in every regard. And absolutely is arguably arguably the best defense in the country. And they're playing like it. The expectation was there coming into the season with Coach V taking back over the offense, us returning so many guys. We lost a couple of key guys, but we knew that we were returning a bunch of guys, and they're living up to the expectation. And I dare to say they're living beyond the expectations at this point. I mean, the performance that they put on against a very high-level opponent, SEC opponent, our defense dominated them on the offense. Like you said, the only thing that they could do, which we expected, try to run the ball with Jackson. When they're not able to do that, throw deep balls. And outside of that, they weren't able to do much.
Yeah, it was impressive. And let's add to it, I think Teddy's coming up a little bit later on. He'll be with us when Coach Venables joins us live here at Rudy's for Sooner Sports Talk with Brent Venables. So that'll be in about an hour from now. But I think what's incredibly, to me, maybe the term isn't necessarily reassuring, but confidence building, Gabe, is there's a lot of things they still need to work on too.
Well, yeah, I think some people probably listened to what Teddy said on our podcast after that game, and they're like, wait, the defense didn't play good? I thought they had 10 sacks. But I think Ted's point was, hey, this can be a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's meat left on the bone here. It can get even better. And when he framed it that way to me, that was exciting for me, because you get out of that game, which was a close, hard-fought game, conference game, just a huge win for what this season could be for the Sooners. And on both sides, you feel like you still have so much room to improve.
Yeah.
Josh, you're not a finished product in September.
Absolutely, and I wholeheartedly agree with Teddy's take on that. The truth is, you kind of, like, that's the given. Every week to week, we got to get better. I mean, we gave up a total of 220 yards passing, only 67 yards rushing. Like, it'd be great if that was less than 100 yards passing and only 20 yards rushing, right? And so you can always go back and look at the film. The thing that really gets me excited is I feel like we're playing defense in a way that allows us room to grow. What I mean by that is the technique is sound. The effort is there. The play that Owen Heineke made when he gets chopped down to the ground and gets up and still gets a sack, our defensive line is dominating the offensive lines that we face. All of those things you can build on and then just tighten up the smaller things. And so as we continue to go week to week, we are going to get better and tighten up some of the small things, which those small things make a huge difference in games. But the way that we're playing on defense is elite, and it's going to carry us, and it's going to win us games like it did 2 weeks ago.
Gabe, you on the most recent episode of the Oklahoma Breakdown, which, by the way, I don't think I need to tell any Sooner fans, if you're not listening to it, you're missing out. Gabe and Teddy have a fantastic podcast. You were breaking out some of the numbers that Bill Connolly had from the S&P Plus, and numbers-wise, this Oklahoma defense is among the best in college football, period.
Yeah, I just pulled the updated ones up. Number one defense when it comes to success rate, which is just basically a metric of, do you get good yardage on first down, second down, third down? That's the easiest way to describe it. Number one defense in the country, Oklahoma. Number 5 defense in the country in 3-and-out percentage. You look at some of these basic stats. Opponents' rushing success rate. Number 1 defense in the country, Oklahoma. So your eyes are not tricking you. This defense is very, very good. And once again, they can get a lot better. And I think that this group has now seen just how good they can be. And that can be such a confidence builder and such a motivating factor. Now they're chasing being the best version of the defense they can be. But now you want to go chase those statistical categories and be number 1 in as many as you possibly can be. And right now, when you look at some of the simpler analytics for defense, they're number 1 in a lot of them, Josh.
Yeah, man. The numbers don't lie, you know. We can use numbers to kind of justify whatever position we take, but the numbers don't lie, you know. And the fact is, man, we're a dominant defense, and we're going to continue to get better. Again, I keep harping on this. I love the fact that we have depth.
Yeah.
We were a very, very, very elite defense last year, but this year we have depth where it matters, especially on that defensive line. Because once we get into the thick of this SEC schedule and we're facing teams like this every single week, we're going to have the depth, and we're going to have to rotate guys to really play solid up front. And we have that now. I mean, we could go through the list of guys on that front line, and all of them are playing at a very elite level. I think also the point that I'd be remiss if I didn't say is the scheme of how coach is scheming this thing up. Like, you talk about building confidence as a play caller. If you know it doesn't matter what you call, these guys are going to execute, these guys are going to dominate, that's a big deal. And so that just gives Coach V the mental space to continue to do more, to continue to confuse defenses and put a lot more pressure to confuse offenses and to continue to put a lot more pressure on offenses. And our defense will just continue to get better and have more success.
Couldn't agree more, man. And it's kind of wild. You mentioned the depth. When you go back and look at the snap counts from that Auburn game, you feel like, man, Jane Jackson and David Stone dominated in 24 snaps. You know,
but that's how you want it to be.
Absolutely.
You want 20 to 30 snaps where these guys are going as hard as they possibly can, where they can empty the tank, knowing, hey, I'm not going to have to play 60 snaps at defensive tackle. And that allows Jaden Jackson and David Stone and Grayson Holton, all these guys on the interior, to play at the level that they played. Because it's hard. It's impossible if you watch how hard Jaden Jackson and David Stone and these big 300-pound players. You can't run to the ball the way that they run to the ball if you're playing 60 snaps a game. You just can't. It's not going to end up going well for you. But since they've got the depth that they've got, these guys are allowed to empty the tank each and every time that they're out on the field, and you just see what that level of effort, that level of physicality looks like. And right now it looks like dominant defense in Crimson and Cream.
Our edge men are doing the same. We have the same on the edge as well.
Well, hey, we haven't even talked about Arm Mason, so let's do that. Let's do that next. You might also
jumped on his back like a spider monkey.
Like a spider monkey.
That was awesome.
But I will say, they're our first segment, and there's an injury we haven't talked about. And it's not just Gabe Eichert's elbow that he's dealing with. Yeah, so when we come back, let's talk a little bit about John Mateer and his availability going forward. As always, our opening segment has been brought to you by family-owned Community Coffee, the official brewed coffee of OU Athletics. Taste the difference family makes. We're just getting started and off to a hot start. It's the Huddle live from Rudy's. Stick around.
Thank you to our cornerstone television partners, OU Health, OG&E, Fowler Auto Group, and Coca-Cola. The Huddle is brought to you by Taco Mayo. Tap the app and save up to 25% today. Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. One Oklahoma, powered by Sooner Sports Properties. Fan-fueled, athlete-focused.
Back to pass. Mateer after the quick snap. Takes a shot. Satania uncovered. Touchdown. Uncovered. Touchdown. Isaiah Satania. There wasn't a Tiger within a county of him.
What a play.
Glad there
Great
hasn't
play.
been any
Great
talk
call.
about that play.
What
Great
a
play.
design.
Great no call.
Welcome back to the Huddle from
Gotta
Rudy's
count
Country
to
Store
11.
Barbecue. That's right. I do a show with Bobby Carpenter every Saturday morning. Former Ohio State linebacker, Dallas Cowboys.
Former first-rounder.
First-round pick, great dude. And he was joking about how everyone was up in arms. He goes, the easiest thing to do is count to 5. You have 5 eligible receivers. You count to 5. It's defense is easy to play because you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there's 5, and you can't figure out where the 5th guy is. That's on you as a
Ego
defense.
got him, man.
Yeah.
Ego got him. The cornerback was just, he got, Dion was talking noise to him. Completely distracted. Absolutely, he did. Absolutely. It was a great design, man. Like, I don't understand why people are so upset about that, man.
I could not believe the SEC put the statement out that they did.
Right? Exactly.
Can we talk about that? Am I going to get in trouble?
No, I don't think so. It's I mean, A&M beat Auburn last week too. I haven't seen any statements about that.
Still,
Right.
no one from the SEC office has supplied any details as to why they put that statement out saying
Right.
it was illegal.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything illegal.
Right.
We run a play. He runs a bubble. He walks over, gets lined up, points to the official, says, "Hey, am I good?" The official says, "Yes, Isaiah, you're good." And he runs straight down the field.
But to make it even worse, they went through it in pregame with the refs.
Yeah.
They talked about it to make sure that when they ran it, it would be good, which is that's run of the mill. If you got a trick play, when you do your refs meeting before the game, you go through it, you show it to them. They say yay or nay. They talk through it. They said it would be good. They executed it to perfection. Touchdown.
Now I want to make this very clear. This is the only time we'll be talking about it tonight. Coach Venables has made it clear, so I'm moving on from it, but still very odd to see the concern around that.
Yeah, it was strange. With things like this, I always flip it. I go, how would I feel if this happened to Oklahoma? And I know for a fact that Ted and I would go, you have to know where the receiver is on the field.
Yep.
There's no excuse. He walked, got lined up, and ran straight down the field. Know where he is. He's on the field. That's it. That's my whole thought process on that whole thing.
And a quarterback with a broken thumb still was able to hit him in stride, which is kind of amazing if you think about it.
Took us a while to get here, but here we are.
Here we are. We postponed it as long as we could. But again, if you missed the news last Tuesday, it was announced that John Mateer had an injury that would involve surgery. The surgery was handled Wednesday. If you've been on Twitter, you've seen the fun about the icon that has become the doctor that performed the surgery. But both you, Gabe, and Josh Norman, you've dealt with your quarterbacks in some way, shape, or form being injured. Before we talk about it in the locker room, Gabe, let's start. How about the performance after the incident where it seemed like he had broke his thumb in the first quarter? Unreal.
Dog. Certified dog. And he was also, dealing with the knee issue in this game, and to go out and to play the way that he did, being banged up essentially the entire game, just tells you everything you need to know about John Mateer. And I was very, very glad to hear that it was a successful surgery that Dr. Steven Shin performed, and we'll see when John's back. We'll see when he's back. But I think I know how much it meant to the guys in that locker room, knowing after the fact that he played with that injury, Josh. I mean, that's just one where you go, man.
That's what I was going to say.
This guy's a real one.
You're talking about winning. I think he's already won the hearts of the locker room anyway. But to double down on that, that's how you do it. And he's a perfect fit to be a Sooner. I mean, he is, man. The toughness that he brings, like you said, the dog that he has in him, he's what makes this team go right now. And and including that defense.
But defense pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean the fact that he fought through that, man. My hat's off to him. I love this kid. Yes, there's a lot of things that we have to get better at on the offensive side of the ball if we want to make a run for the national championship. But dadgum, man, with him at the helm, like and the defense like we have, we legitimately have an opportunity to make a run for the national championship. And so with him, yeah, shoot. I mean, he has it, whatever it is, whatever you want to claim it is, outside of just, the physical attributes. He just has that extra toughness is what I'd say that makes championship quarterbacks. Because, I mean, you could have a 6'5" guy who's 230 pounds, can throw the ball 70 yards down the field and not have that toughness and not get it done. But with a guy like him who has the toughness that he does, that plays with the edge that he plays with, who's the type of leader that he is, not just in the game, but throughout the entire week, we got a chance with this guy. And so praying for you, John. Pray that you get healthy quick, especially by next week. But anyway. But looking forward to having you back, man.
If this was going to happen, if it had to happen, right? This is the best time for it to happen.
Absolutely.
When you look at Oklahoma's schedule, Michael Hawkins is going to have 2 full weeks to get ready to go out there and execute a game plan against Kent State, and then we'll see what happens for OU Texas. It's hard to imagine that John Mateer is going to be ready to go. And the last thing you want to do is rush him back out onto the field and have something else happen again to that thumb. And then you're talking about, hey, is he done for the year?
Exactly.
That's the nightmare scenario. But this staff believes in Michael Hawkins.
Hey, I believe in Michael.
I believe in Michael Hawkins.
Here's the deal, man. Like, we can say all of that about John that I just said. But the truth is, Mike has that dog in him as well. He does. Like, if you look at how he performed last year, no, he did not have the greatest of performances every week. But he has the toughness. He has the edge. He has the competitiveness to go out there and make plays. I mean, think about Auburn last year. Him jumping over piles when he came in against Tennessee. He has that edge to him. He's just got to make sure that he applies the technical aspect, the mechanical aspect, the mental aspect of the game to where he's making the right reads, he's getting through his reads, he's distributing the ball to the right person, he's taking care of the ball. Everything else outside of that will come natural to him. As long as he's taking care of those things, he's going to be able to make plays.
The situation he walked into a year ago as a true freshman.
I mean, it was,
Well, there's no other way to say it. It was BAD bad.
Yeah. It was rough.
Offensive line banged up all kinds of places. All your wide receivers hurt. Run game that was inefficient. I mean, it was not the situation you want for a freshman quarterback. And he's walking into a completely different situation.
Yep.
Now.
Absolutely.
Better play caller, better offense from a schematic standpoint, all kinds of weapons at the pass-catching positions. Yes, the run game has not got going. It needs to get going. And my hope is that Mike Hawkins and what he can do with his legs, especially out on the perimeter, the edges of the defense, I'm hoping he can be kind of a spark for this run game and get it going a little bit. But I went out to spring practice, I went out to training camp, and at least 3 or 4 times of practice, Mike Hawkins made a throw that made me go, dang, that guy's the backup. That's what our backup can do. He's extremely talented. He's very confident. And I think these guys around him, they believe in him, but it's not all on him. That's the thing. Football is the ultimate team game, Josh. It's up to every guy around him on this offense to play at a higher level and make his life easy over these next couple weeks.
And I think it's important also to point out about Mike, the type of person, the type of character, the type of leader he is. I mean, a lot of guys in this day and age, under the circumstances that he went through last year, them bringing in and signing a big-name quarterback like they did with John Mateer would have easily just been out of here. But he wanted to stay and compete. That says a lot about who he is as a person. And he stayed, he competed, he's getting better from it. The system is in place. I don't think it's going to be a lot for Coach Buck to make changes. Like, it's really like a plug and play. And Mike, he just has to make some slight adjustments for Mike in the pass game. But the QB run game is there. We got to run the ball better, period, point blank, overall. But Mike is going to be a good fit in this offense at the helm for however long it takes, and he's going to get the job done. You
guys watched Ole Miss this year?
Yeah. Yeah.
You seen their backup?
Yeah. Ferris State.
Trinidad Chambliss.
Yeah.
Is that
Found him in April.
Why?
Trinidad.
Why can't Mike Hawkins come in and play the way that guy's playing?
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm saying. And now I think John Mateer, up to this point in the season, has been the best quarterback in college football.
Yes.
I don't expect Mike Hawkins to come in and be John Mateer. He needs to come in and be Mike Hawkins.
Yep.
But I expect him to play at a very, very high level because I know he's capable of it.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Man, thanks for hanging out with us inside the Huddle. This segment has been presented by Taco Mayo. Tap the app and save up to 25%. Today, let's talk about the offensive performance against Auburn and look ahead to Kent State. You're live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue inside the Huddle. Stick around.
The Huddle is brought to you by Riverwind Casino. It's always a good time. OU Fan Shop. The best place to gear up for game day is shop.soonersports.com. Sooner Kids Club. Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Kids Club presented by OG&E and brought to you in part by Devon Energy.
He's got 7 to snap it. He's got the football. Back to pass. Looks left. Looks middle. Can't find anybody. Now he's rushed. Now he's sacked. Taylor Wine planted him. It's a 3-and-out.
Welcome back inside the Huddle. We're live from, I think I said that right. We're live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions. This segment is brought to you by our great friends and partners out at Riverwind Casino. Riverwind Casino, always a good time. Brett Michaels was at Riverwind Casino this past weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, every rose has its thorn. By the way, what a story Taylor Wine's been so far this year, right?
Oh, man.
Great kid. Great.
So happy for Taylor, man.
He needs a better sack celebration.
What do he do?
I mean.
Okay.
He can do better than that.
If you know Taylor, it's fitting.
He can do better than that. He can do better than that. We'll come up with something.
Yeah, I mean, again, it just contributes to that depth that we've been talking about, just having a guy playing at that level with the physicality that he's playing with and the pressures that he's getting on the quarterback. Man,
and to your point about that you made on Hawkins, both of you guys can speak to this, but Josh, a guy that stayed around.
Yeah.
Taylor Wine probably easily could have gone somewhere else and played, but he believed in the plan, stayed true to the path, and now he's seen a lot of snaps.
I've said this in previous years on this show, but for me it's always exciting, man, because you start seeing these guys have this transformation off the field.
Right.
And it's kind of like, all right, here it comes. And then it's not a surprise to see it happen on the field. And so it's just super exciting to see it come to fruition on the field. But he's been putting in the work off the field. He's been having transformation off the field, growing off the field, and it's only natural that it'll happen for him on the field.
Good kid, man. Real quick, before we dive into Kent State and our opponent preview brought to you by One Oklahoma, I did want to get some final thoughts on the offensive attack. Now, again, we spent some time on the Mateer injury, but gave a lot of conversation about the running game and the need to improve it. How much of that can be chalked up to, hey, just get that offensive line healthy?
That would be awfully helpful. Yeah. I mean, if you paid close attention to Fabechi Wiwu, it just wasn't moving particularly well. Now, he was honestly moving a little better than I thought he would.
Right.
But I think he displayed a lot of toughness in that game. You also saw Michael Fasusi come in and give you a handful of snaps, and it was clear he was hurt.
Yeah.
Right. And then it was Logan Howland the rest of the way. So Jake Michael playing on a bad ankle as well. So it wasn't exactly set up for this offensive line to create a bunch of movement in the run game. And those guys' lack of mobility with the ankle issues kind of limited what you could do from a concept standpoint. That all being said, I feel like I've made myself clear. It's got to get better.
Right.
And I expect it to get better. And now they have a 4-game sample size to look at and go, okay, what do we do best as a group?
What is that? What do we do best in the run game specifically?
How long you guys want me to go?
Not what we do. I know we got a lot of areas we got to improve in, but right now, what can we build on?
I personally think the best stuff we've done so far has been when we spread teams out and create light boxes and run simple gap scheme plays and simple zone plays.
Agreed.
I think Michael Hawkins and his ability to run and his just pure speed adds an interesting element to the read-run game that Mateer's got, but Mateer has been, in a lot of our read-run game, we've had an element that threatens the perimeter of the defense, and then on that same play, we have a threat like a gap scheme downhill threat. Mateer has been that gap scheme downhill threat, right? Think of the speed sweep plays where we're running counter back the other way with Mateer. Now, sometimes he hands the speed sweep. Sometimes he gets downhill and he's running GT or GY counter. If I'm losing you, I'm sorry. But
I'm following
it is, I think it makes sense to flip that with Hawkins to where he's the perimeter threat. Your zone read run game, your counter read run game, all of a sudden your running backs are the ones that are the inside gap scheme element, and then you're letting him read it out, and if he gets a pull read, he's going out and attacking the edges of the defense with that speed.
Yeah.
Because he's not built the same as Mateer. And Mike has added good weight. Like, he looks really good physically this year, but he's not built like a linebacker like Mateer, you know what I mean? So I think if you're going to run him, get him out on the edges a little more than what we've seen so far. I think you can do some of the pin pull stuff with Hawkins carrying the football.
That's what I like.
I'm an outside zone guy. I always have been. It's just.
Well, I think that's where we've had our success more than anything.
Our split zone. Our split zone concept, where it's a wider track with the offensive line, has been pretty good. I'd like to see us get to some more stretch. One of the things that I think that Ben Arbuckle and this offensive staff have to seriously consider is our situation at tight end. We do not have point of attack tight ends.
Facts.
Jaron Kanik is an absolute beast in the passing game. But his game is not, hey, put my hand in the ground and block 260, 270-pound edge players.
Right.
That has not gone particularly well for him. So I'm over here going, well, then don't ask him to do it.
Yeah.
Have him run split zone. Have him run zone insert. Have him go block alley defenders on outside zone concepts, pin pull concepts. Like, set him up for success and try to minimize the situations where he's one-on-one with an edge player at the point of attack.
Yeah.
Now, maybe Caden Helms gets back and he can be that type of guy. He didn't have his cast on.
No, he didn't. Look good.
During warm-ups against Auburn, so we'll see if Caden gets in the mix here against Kent State. But I think with what we've seen so far, this is a spread you out and run it team. I think that's the strength. I think overall our offense has looked best when we spread teams out.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. We have to figure it out. And right now, based off of our personnel, based off of the woes that we're having on the offensive line, we do have to get a light box, spread them out, and do our read game with running back. I think up to this point, our perimeter run game has been the most successful.
The speed sweeps have been the best plays we've run.
Getting Torrey on the edge and all of that. But we have to figure something out. I mean, I believe with Mike's speed, getting him downhill as fast as possible.
QB draw.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
and natural QB run game.
Yeah.
Go empty, have him drop back, find the lane and go.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be a great tool for us as well.
Get a quick break. We'll come back, talk about Kent State. Florida State had a little success running against Kent State. Maybe Oklahoma can match that on Saturday. You're inside the Huddle. This segment's been brought to you by Riverwind Casino. Stick around.
The Huddle is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. Trails Golf Club of Norman, where members become family. Inquire today at trailsgolf.com. OU's 2025 football games are available on Ritmo 96.5 FM in Oklahoma City and 101.5 FM El Patron in Tulsa, as well as on these stations' websites. Each OU Spanish broadcast will feature a 30-minute pregame show and a 15-minute postgame show.
Welcome back to Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue with Gabe and lemon cake?
Lemon coconut?
Lemon coconut
cake
with some whipped cream.
Hey, see what happens when you
I've
come to
never had
Rudy's?
that combination,
I haven't either.
and it's delicious.
Do we not have the best fans in the
Oh,
world?
man, it's awesome.
They always bring us cake
You
and
guys are
cookies.
awesome, man. You're
Yeah.
awesome. This segment, by the way, is brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, and air conditioning and electrical. Make the winning call today, Air Comfort Solutions. All right, guys, let's look at Kent State this weekend. They're off to a bit of a tough start, 1-3, coming off their bye week as well, too. 0-1 in the MAC. Let's look at our upcoming Sooner schedule, brought to you by Oklahoma. Gabe, I know you've already dug into them a little bit and had a bit of a rough start for the Flashes.
I am a complete sicko, and I've watched every snap they've played this season. And I was able to talk to their head coach, Mark Carney, a couple days ago. And, yeah, they've had a tough start. They've also played really good football teams.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tech, Florida State.
they certainly have not been scared to schedule well.
Mm-hmm.
But clearly those games are very important for their program financially. But when you look at their team, I actually think the offense is probably the strength of the team, the way that I see it. Drew DeShields, their quarterback, doing some nice things for them. But, yes, when you look at the product as a whole, they're really, really struggling. Really struggling. It should be a very, very good night on both sides of the ball for Oklahoma.
And Josh is about focusing on this opponent, not getting caught looking ahead, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, you started off the segment talking about the bye week blues, and definitely don't want to get caught up with that, especially when you have a game after bye and before your biggest rivalry. You don't want to get caught up in thinking about anything else besides what you want. And just like going into the Temple game, my hope and my desire, what I want to see is we go out and we dominate in the way that we should, and that we don't play down to our opponent like we've done in previous years, but that we go out, we exert our dominance, we get the run game going, dadgummit.
Yeah.
And allow Mike to really settle in and perform at a high level, and just cut the defense loose, man. Like, get those guys extra reps, go a little further into the depth chart and get those guys reps. My desire is just that we play Oklahoma Sooner ball.
Yeah, and by the way, that's our look at the upcoming opponent for Saturday, brought to you by One Oklahoma. One Oklahoma, powered by Sooner Sports Properties, fan field, athlete focused. Guys, we only got about a minute left in this segment. I don't know if there's much that you have a beef with this week, Gabe. So maybe your beef is with the running game. It's time for What's Your Beef, brought to you by Didier Ranch. Didier Ranch's premium ranch-raised beef can be shipped anywhere in the continental U.S.
You
Visit
got something?
DidierRanch.com.
I'm waiting on you, man.
That's DIDIERranch.com to order.
We've talked about this. Has come up in What's Your Beef over the years on this show. Field storming.
Oh. That was
for
aggressive in Virginia, man.
All for it. I'm all for it. I think it's one of the things that makes college football great. But you can't storm the field before the ball hits the ground. That was insane.
And they trampled the dude.
Squirrel White was laying on the ground like, no. That was wild. Now, it was a massive, massive win for Virginia. And it was so great to see Chandler Morris out there playing at a high level for the Hoos. But, yeah, what a tough loss for Florida State. But, yeah, man, hey, maybe at least like a couple seconds. Those guys were on the field right away.
Talk. We stormed the field before the game was over last year.
That's fair.
Remember that?
That is fair. We had a chance. We got fined twice.
That's fair.
Exactly.
But it is – I brought that up to bring up the point. There are a lot of Virginia fans getting – a couple guys getting in Tommy Castellanos' face. And every time that happens, I bring this up. If that happens – I think the players should be able to fight the fans with no repercussions. If you get in my face and you put a phone in my face and you flip me the bird,
we're throwing
fighting.
hands.
And there should be and the players should be.
I ain't gonna lie.
It's like international waters.
When I ain't gonna lie, somebody I know, I'm not gonna name any names, but when the early storm happened last year against Alabama before the game actually ended, they grabbed somebody's phone and chunked it across the field. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Didier Ranch tradition tastes better. We'll come back to put a wrap on the Huddle next. Stick around.
The Huddle is brought to you by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. We want to thank all of our Sooner Radio Network affiliates across the state and region. Fans can check out Soonersports.com for an affiliate in your area. And if you're traveling outside the state of Oklahoma, you can listen to all the action on either Sirius XM Radio or download the Varsity Network app and listen free.
We only got about a minute left in the show before Brent Venables and Teddy Lehman slide in here. Our final segment is brought to you by the Trails Golf Club of Norman, where members become family. Inquire today at trailsgolf.com. We've learned that we're going to see throwback unis on Saturday with a white helmet. It looks
love
nice.
these unis,
and
man.
how about this? We'll be honoring the 1985 National Championship team as well. Look at that picture.
go.
Look at those dudes.
How about that?
Look at that on the turf, just outside of the Old South end zone.
I need the coaching staff in those outfits for this game.
Exactly.
The red pants.
Yeah, that should be a deal. They should have to do throwback
I
uniforms
think that'd
as
be
well.
great. Why
That'd be
not?
awesome.
Coach Venables did it whenever they wore the throwback unis a couple years ago.
Yeah, no, they got to do the breeches as well, man.
Yeah, the red breeches, the crimson breeches is a good look.
Hey, in the final 30 seconds, focus, right? I mean, we're going to be losing our minds next week, but we don't get to lose our minds next week unless you take care of business on Saturday, right?
Early, great execution.
Yep.
Get your starters off the field. Get your backups in the game. Let's get ready to play the Longhorns in Dallas.
Great stuff, Gabe.
Execute, man.
Execute.
That's the word.
Great stuff, Josh. Coach Venables coming up next. This has been The Huddle live from Rudy's. Sooner Sports Talk is next.
Live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, the Air Comfort Solutions OU Huddle has been presented by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Also brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. And by Walden Cleaners, Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the